morning, everybody. It is the Mike Missanelli Show. Coming off a Phillies win. They salvage a split in the series against the big bad San Francisco Giants with Cristopher Sanchez, who may be the best home field pitcher in the league, maybe in history. I mean, my man throwing 97, 98, and then the changeup, and he threw about 40% of the time. And at 4 p.m., when you go 97, 98, and you throw a changeup at 4 p.m., it's unhittable. And it was unhittable for the Giants yesterday. All kinds of swing and misses for Cristopher Sanchez, and it was a good damn thing. The Phillies piled up some runs in the first inning off of that really he's just crazy, that Jordan Hicks. We'll get into him in a second. 5 hits in the first inning propels them to a 5-1 lead. And then 1 hit the rest of the game. And that was an infield hit. They didn't get a hit out of the infield the rest of the game for the first inning. I don't know whether to celebrate yesterday's win or to lament that they didn't add on to put that game away early. But they do get the win, and Sanchez looks good. He's an all-star, man. He flat out is an all-star. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Sixers today, stay or go. The Flyers, we may have to play taps. The season is finally over. Hockey Horn accompanied by taps a little later in the show for the Flyers and Hockey Bill over here, Blue Line Billy, who's lamenting the fact that he can no longer go to a Flyers game and root the boys on. And then I have all kinds of relationship situations today. There's a woman out there who put down a list of demands for her to be able to go out with a guy. And I think, Bill, you're going to love it. Bill Colarulo's with us. Ray Dunn's with us. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning, Mike. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Raymond. So, yeah, it should be a fun show today. Big win last night for the Phils, but you're right. The first inning, it looks like they're going to be able to just pile on this Hicks. They put up 5 runs, but then, like you said, 1 hit the rest of the game. I don't know whether to be excited because of the outing you saw from Sanchez and then the bullpen going 2 innings and only giving up the 1 run with Alvarado giving up that solo shot, or to be looking at this lineup and saying it really is feast or famine all the time. It seems to be where they have a big inning and then they don't do anything, or they'll have a big game or then they don't do anything. But I was looking up their batting averages with runners in scoring position. I just tweeted this out. Because we're so hyper-focused on the Phillies, as we should be, right? We're a Philadelphia sports talk station. But they're 24th in Major League Baseball. I'm already on the NFL draft. They're 24th in Major League Baseball, hitting 206 with runners in scoring position. You know, the Braves are hitting 184, which is 27th in the league. And the Mets, who are in first place in the NL East, are only hitting 174 with runners in scoring position, which is 29th in all of Major League Baseball. So I know we have issues, but so do these others teams. It's just April. It's April baseball.
I'm not worried about the other teams. I got news for you.
Well, they got to win the NL East.
I'm not worried about the other teams, what they do with the runners in scoring position. I'm worried about the Phillies. I'm worried about their whole dynamic, their offensive dynamic, which really, well, I got news for you. It changed in the first inning yesterday because they put the ball in play. They hit the ball the other way. They handled baseballs that they could have handled instead of overswinging. Kyle Schwarber had that big hit that found a hole. Stott leads off the game going the other way. They used the middle of the field yesterday, which was encouraging. But then they didn't use it the rest of the day.
No, it was like 2 different teams. Now, you just mentioned with Cristopher Sanchez throwing the change-ups with the shadows and all that. Do we give an excuse to the Phils? You know, do we say, hey, look, they're the hitters fighting the shadows as well?
Yeah, he's good, man. He's, you know, if the sun's out, he's good. If it's a night game, he's good. He's really good, and you know I watched him all game long. I was at the game yesterday. I like to focus on a delivery. That guy's delivery is really hard to pick up. He's a slinger, and when he gets it up to 98, you're going, oh, man. And the changeup is just unhittable. It just rolls off the table, and you have no chance. You're geared. You have to be geared up for speed. And when he drops a changeup in the area of the strike zone, you have no choice but to swing, and you have no chance. You have no chance at it. It's impossible.
But this is why when I try to look at this Phillies team, you know, should we be more encouraged or discouraged by the way the season's gone? And I get the questions with the lineup, but we keep going back to this starting rotation. I mean, now you're going to have Wheeler on the mound today. We're going to have Luzardo on the mound this weekend. You just saw Cristopher Sanchez. You know, now he's leaped into, I was looking at the FanDuel odds for the NL Cy Young this morning. He's got the 6th best odds in all of the National League to win the Cy Young this year. If he keeps this up, he's a real candidate.
Listen, they starting with Wheeler, they go good. Sanchez is in my view the second best pitcher on the rotation. In the rotation, good, and third Jesus Luzardo. So far, good.
And you have confidence Nola will
the other
bounce
two
back.
spots. Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Nola to me right now is their fourth best pitcher in the rotation. You think about that for a second.
Now, you could look at that as a negative or a positive. I look at it as a positive because I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a fourth guy in rotation that's as good as Aaron Nola.
The problem is he's not going to be fourth in the rotation because they like to go righty-lefty, righty-lefty. So at best, he'll be third in the rotation if Sanchez gets that number 2 spot. And then you got Jesus Luzardo as your fourth starter.
But what we want this year is for them to get over the top in October, right? Mm-hmm. And if you get to October and you have this many options in your starting rotation, gives you a pretty good shot.
But how do you stack it?
I guess it'll depend on the matchups.
Are you ever going to stack it with lefty, lefty, lefty?
Well, I guess it'll depend on the lineup of the team you're playing. But even if what you're saying, they go Wheeler, Sanchez. Yeah, would you come back with Nola or would you trust Luzardo?
That's what I'm saying. Do you go lefty lefty?
I think it's a good problem to have.
It probably is a good problem to have. So,
hey guys, thanks for checking out our video. If you want more from the Mike Missanelli Show, somewhere on this screen there is somewhere where you can hit the playlist. Keep interacting with us.